What's up? Welcome to Shenanigans Podcast episode. I'm here with Joe Rodriquez.
Hey.
Yes. So we just did a show here at Cornudas, Texas. There's the sign behind me. It's our first comedy show here, live event, and Joe Rod was our headliner. And we're gonna talk to him about how he did with the show, what he thought about comedy here, and what is his plans coming up in the future.
All right.
So, yeah, it's just. Don't smile. It's okay. Because, again, like I said, the live portion really doesn't matter because, again, people don't watch it when it's live, so it kind of sucks. But then a lot of people are listening to the podcast. So thank you. Continue to download the podcast. We've already passed 1,000 subscribers, so that's like, oh, amazing.
That's good.
Yeah, so we need more subscribers, more support, and that's always awesome.
Yeah.
So, Joe Rodriquez, how long have you been doing comedy?
It's almost, I think it's 12 years.
12 years,
yeah.
And what got you into comedy?
I just, I saw a comic at the El Paso comic strip who was so bad, it made me, like, I can do this.
That bad?
I remember his name too, I'm not going to say it. But
Okay.
But I was like,
you can save that for the shit talking portion of the show.
There's nothing wrong with that guy. It's just, I was like, hey, he was so bad, I could do this. And so I eventually got into doing stand-up. Yeah.
And we all think that. We all see somebody up there that inspires us and like, no way you're getting paid all this money to stand up there and do that.
Yeah.
And people are like sitting there watching you.
Yeah.
I was like, you know.
Yeah. And it is hard. I mean, even if you bomb, it's hard. But that was the thing that made me want to do comedy.
And then, like, you guys missed it because we're here at Cornudas and we didn't know the crowd we were going to get. Our youngest patron today was 4 years old, okay? And you talking about some heckling. He stole the show and Joe Rod was able to handle him so well. It's because, and then it's like, I felt bad for you because it's like, you seem like you do G-rated comedy already, which is great.
Yeah.
Because a lot of comics don't realize that depending on the venue, you want to have some G-rated material just in case that happens.
Yeah.
Were you prepared or did it naturally come to you?
No, I wasn't prepared at all for this one. So it was a 4-year-old boy. Yeah, he walked in, and I have a 4-year-old daughter, and I don't talk to her. I don't talk bad words around her or nothing, right? So a little, I try not to, you know? So a little 4-year-old coming in kind of threw me off a little bit. I was like, oh my God, I'm talking about, nasty adult stuff over here. So I tried to switch it up a little bit, but the mom was like, yeah, he's fine. He could listen to all that. And I was just like, but to me, it was like, I can't talk like that around a little kid.
Exactly. And then you start questioning the mom's parenting. Like, really? This is talk really? Like,
that was my thought.
With you, okay?
Like, I tell my parents, or like my dad cusses a lot, so I'm like, don't cuss. Please don't cuss. And he catches himself.
Because it's a level of respect too.
Yeah, and that's just, I don't want her to hear those words. Because they're going to hear it eventually. I just want her to hear it now. So it threw me off a little bit to be, all of a sudden a 4-year-old kid comes in and I'm telling him a dirty joke or something. But I tried to adjust it a little bit and I think it went okay. But that kid was, he stole the show. He was a funny kid, man. He was a funny kid.
He did. And you know what? But he was still good enough and quiet. He wasn't running around and being disruptive. He just wanted to be a part of the world. Like, and don't we all want to be a part of the world. So I'm like, now you probably inspired a future comedian.
Oh, I hope so. Hopefully not. Maybe he'll do something better. But he seemed like a funny kid though.
Oh my goodness. So like, what was your best show in your 12 years of comedy? What was like your best show versus your worst show? And we don't talk about the worst because it's like, it's past us now. And like you said, we don't want to name names. But we never talk about the best show.
Yeah. Well, let me start with the worst. Because the worst, and it wasn't because I've had worse shows, but it was just worse at my point in my career where I started comedy. And this was the first setback that made me kind of question whether I actually want to do comedy. It was a show in Las Cruces at a bar that's closed. And I invited everyone I knew. I told my friends, and they all showed up, all my coworkers. And it was supposed to be like comedy in between a band. Yeah. In between band sets. And it was just awful. No one was laughing. Nothing was working for me. And this is in front of coworkers and friends. Yeah. So after that, I remember I was so sad. I was just like, I don't know if I can do comedy anymore. I don't know if I should do stand-up. It's just not for me. So that was, my point for me was the worst. I mean, just because it made me question being a comic. Yeah. That hasn't really happened since then. I've had worse shows, but it never made me question it. Right. And the best was probably my first Laredo Little Theater, I think it was called, Laredo show that Punchy Herrera puts together. I don't know if I was supposed to say his last name, but
It's okay.
but Ponchi put together the show, and Laredo, and he asked me to do it. This is, I don't even know, maybe 9 years ago, something like that. So at my point, it was a big show for me. It was a huge theater with the most amount of people I'd seen. And that was the first show where I was like, man, this is it. This is what I want to do. I'm a comic. There's all these people here laughing. They wanted to take pictures at the end of the show. So that was, to me, my best show where it made me feel like a real comic.
Yeah.
And same thing with the worst one. It made me feel like it wasn't a comic. So yeah, those are two shows that stick out in my memory.
Oh wow! And then with your history, like, so Jorah is Las Cruces based, works in El Paso, and he moved to Vegas for a little bit to start that comedy career. And we were fortunate enough to go and visit you out in Vegas.
Yes.
And we were like rooting for you. We're like, oh yeah, go out there. And then, what's the difference between Vegas comedy and El Paso, Las Cruces comedy? Because again, you physically move over there to do comedy, not just like, because most people are like, oh, you could be a national touring comic, you could be a road comic, you could travel and do comedy, but when you actually pick up from one location to move over there, how's that?
I think the scene was, I mean, because they have comedy clubs, they have casinos, everything you could perform in a kind of professional manner. And in El Paso, we have the comic strip, which is great, but it's just there's very limited places where you can be a professional comic. So I think that in Vegas, you were more prepared, I think, early on to be professional. Like, you're working casinos, you're getting actual money, you're working with a contract and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where El Paso is not, it's kind of limited. So I think you have a quicker opportunity to know that comedy's a business.
Yeah.
And out there, compared to where here in El Paso, well, in El Paso, I remember just doing mic after mic after mic, and then finally, after 2 years, I think I got a call to do a guest spot at the comic strip. And it took a while, so it shocked me that, you know, there's a business side of comedy where I felt like if I had started in Vegas, I would have got used to the idea right away.
Yeah.
So the comedy scene is definitely different. It's not any better or worse. I think it's just different that they're a little bit more prepared to go pro quicker, I think, just because of what they have.
And they have so many more venues. Like they have the live shows. They have big names coming in there. Yeah. And I like meeting famous comedians, and then they tell us, relax, we're co-workers.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't look at you as a co-worker. It is so weird. I don't look at you as a co-worker. I look at you like, dude, you've been in the game so long. You've been in movies and arenas and selling out, you know, the big shows that I'm trying to get to. Yeah. And you're over here talking about, relax, we're co-workers.
No,
we're both get paid by the same guy. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I felt the same. I hung out like just one time. It was Johnny Sanchez. He was a comedian from California, I believe.
Yes.
He's been on Mad TV.
Yeah,
and
we're friends.
I know, he's a great guy. Yes. And we hung out one night with, I think it was Rick Esquita. I can't remember the other comic. I feel like it was him. I think it was him. But we hung out, and it was weird because I'm like, I see this guy on TV. Yeah. He's just talking to me, a real cool guy. Yeah. Real nice. But in my mind, I was like, oh.
Fangirl.
Yeah.
Like a fangirl.
Oh, and I'm like, he's a really nice guy. I mean, he's just a great guy. So it did feel like, man, this is, we're like when you actually get a chance to meet a comic who's big and they're so nice and humble and just really cool with you, it makes you think differently about it. You're like, man, we're co-workers. It's just, you know, sometimes their stages are bigger than ours, but we're still in the same game, you know?
Oh, yeah. So what keeps you from quitting? Because there's times where, like, I'm trying to navigate. Because the purpose of this podcast is, like, we talk about the behind the scenes of comedy. Because, of course, our fans, they see us on stage and they're like, oh my gosh, you're funny, you're hilarious. But they don't know the behind the scenes of how to get there. The trials and tribulations of working with people that don't want to work with you because loyalty to somebody else and stuff. How do you deal with that, the behind the scenes portion of comedy? And without getting black labeled too. Yeah,
it's hard. I think, like, you know, you step on toes unintentionally, whether you mean to or not. I think the thing is you see yourself growing as a comic and you see the laughs, the reactions, and that makes you feel like I can keep doing this, right? It's always everything else outside of comedy that kind of deters you, like other comics, or sometimes you get turned down for a comedy festival and this and that. I save all my comedy festival rejections because I like to look at them. I'm like, okay, this group didn't like me,
right?
But this one did, so I'm like, okay. I worry more about the ones that didn't like me. What could I change, you know?
Right. And I don't like that because it's like you have to pay all these fees to get into the comedy festival. You're doing the submissions, but they don't let you know why it was a no. What can I work on it to be a yes in the future?
Yeah.
It's just no.
It's just no. And
But then you took my money.
You took my if it's $45 sometimes, that's the one that feels like, oh man, I really. That's like one, 20, 30-minute set right there.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money to lose and not get rejected.
Right.
But I think the thing is just to keep going. Like you don't want to give up. And I think if you're progressing in your jokes and you're making new jokes and you're trying new stuff, I know like tonight I told all my same stuff because it's a new venue to me.
Right.
I'm gonna tell my hits.
Well, you're new to them. They didn't know.
Yeah. If it's a place I've been a million times, I'm gonna switch it up. But here. Yeah, if you're seeing new stuff and you're progressing, you're trying, and maybe that new joke doesn't land, but you're still writing, I think that's when you know you're on the right path. Like you keep writing, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But if you're stopping, like just altogether, and you're relying on old stuff only, then it's gonna. I think it's maybe you're holding yourself back.
Yeah.
So if you don't feel like you that you're progressing, I think that's when you should take it back and kind of think about where you're at.
Yeah.
But if you're progressing, that should be your motivation to keep going.
Right. So what's in the future for Joe Rodriguez comedy?
I got a competition I'm participating in next month in Minneapolis. It's like a $5,000 first prize, right? Yeah. So I'm like, I want to win here. So we'll see about that. I don't know if I'll win, but I'm gonna try.
Always think positive. Always think. Yeah. You got to be the best motherfucker in the building.
And I feel confident, but I also don't want to be, too confident where I let it down. But as far as that, I got that. I don't have any shows right now going on, but I'm trying to get some more stuff. Yeah. Albuquerque Cruises, I want to get more stuff locally. So, I'm still trying to work on that.
That's awesome. Yeah. It's like, because for me, you're like the silent comedian. Because we only see you when you pop up for a show. And then he doesn't put anything on Facebook until the day of the show or the day after the show. And then he's notoriously, if you are not following Joe Rodriguez on X, oh my God, you're hilarious. Some things I'm not replying to that. I was slow. Like the family stuff, I'm like. And there's some things I'm like, I don't know if I'm supposed to say something.
I don't mean that. I swear, I don't mean a lot of the stuff I say. I just say it because I'm like, it's an intrusive thought. Right. You got to get it out.
And that X is the perfect platform to do it.
That's exactly. It's become more racist now. But it was fun for a while. So now, that's the part where I do try jokes out on social media. I'm like, I like this idea. I'll put it out there. It gets a lot of reactions, or it doesn't. Even I just liked it as a premise. So social media is definitely a way to test your material. Yeah. Just a small clip of it and then build up to it. But I think social media helps to get a couple jokes out there every now and then. Right.
And is that and then last question, how do you stay relevant? Because I was told to get bookings, you have to be a draw. Yeah. And to be a draw, I'm like, well, I'm thinking you just really got to stay relevant. Yeah. So how do you become a draw? How do you stay relevant? How do you stay in front of the camera to get on the stage?
That is something I'm learning to do now because my thing was also like, hey, they should just ask me to do a show.
Right.
And I remember this is something Ponchi told me one time that at first I didn't take it the right way, but I understood what he meant later. He told me something along the lines of, you're kind of forgettable because you just, when I think of a show, you don't pop up. Like, that's what I mean. He told me that, and I was like, you're right. I did think about it eventually. And so I think it's just keeping up with your connections, making connections where you're at, putting your videos out there, your promos, your EPKs, your electronic press kits, you gotta have that. Right. To make yourself known, and then put your name out there. Just try not to forget. You be forgotten. I'm at this point where I'm not posting as much anymore either because it's just life. I'm going to school. All this
he stuff. Just graduated!
Woo! Associates, baby. So I do need to post more, but I think you keep posting stand-up clips, constant. Just keep your name out there. And eventually it's gonna hit. I think. Mine haven't hit yet, but I just feel like I need to put myself more out there. Right. And it is a chance you're gonna get rejected, but you just gotta. I mean, you're already not where you want to be right now. You want to do clubs, you want to do big comedy clubs. You don't want to be stuck doing, open mics all the time.
That is true.
But it is putting yourself out there.
And I did the big no-nos. We just did a set. I set my camera up. I forgot to push record.
Oh no! Did you? I didn't know.
It's okay.
Oh, that was a good. She killed it, dude. I was like. I was so happy with how good. Yeah, I could tell because you were doing great though. But I mean, I couldn't tell. All of it was brand new because some of it was like confident telling the way you told it. I was like, I think I just missed that material from before, but
Right.
you did. It was an amazing set she had,
Thank
and
you.
it was the perfect. I was feeling nervous about such a small place, and it was like all these people. They're a little bit older,
Yes.
and you went up there and did your thing, and I was like, okay, I could do my thing because it made me feel more confident.
And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed
As
to
a
set it up
feature.
for the headliner. You're supposed to go up
Yes.
there, make everybody comfortable, say your shit, and let the headliner feel the energy in the room so that they can come up there. Because I featured for you before at the Vitalis,
Yes.
at the cigar bar. I was
Remember that.
scared. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. But my thing is like, if you know who you're working with, and it's always a pleasure to work with you.
Yeah, you too.
So I'm just like scared a lot, and I'm just like, no, we're coworkers. I gotta remember that we're coworkers. So I try not to
Yeah.
beat myself up so much, and then I try not to be too vulgar, too sexist, because they think with women in comedy we're gonna beat the guys up in the room. It's like no, we just want to be acknowledged that we're in the room.
It's so hard. I think, and I mean, I can't speak because I'm not a female comic, but I just know it's harder for you guys because you guys face more challenges. It's harder for you to get seen. It's harder for you to get booked. It's harder, and I feel like you've done a good job of making yourself known. From where you started, from where I first met you, was at the comic shop. Like, and that's where I met you. And then I'm like, oh, she's doing comedy. Oh, she's good at comedy. Oh, she's good enough to feature. Oh, she's good enough to headline. It just takes progression. And your thought was like, I want to do this. You probably around us so much, like, I could do this.
Yeah.
And I think you've taken leaps and bounds. It's amazing to see where you're
Thank
at.
you.
You are
Thank
awesome.
you.
So
I'm scared though.
it's hard to put yourself out there in anything. So this is another thing too. Like I was freaked out. Here, you calmed me down because I saw you, and I was like, oh, she's killing it, and she's not so clean about it. Like you're not doing a PG material. You were
Right.
like there a little bit. You were kind of on the line,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I can loosen up a little bit. You loosened up my feelings. I was really scared about it. So yeah, you did great.
Oh,
I
thank
loved
you,
it.
thank you.
And I'm sorry you didn't record it. Oh,
I
it's
know,
crazy.
I know.
I wish.
And I have to ask you because I didn't time it, so I don't know how many minutes I did.
So when I timed you, I was timing you too. Because I was like, I can't have her do more than me. So I was
Right.
like, I was trying to do like, all right, let me try to time. I think last I saw you were like 23, 25.
Okay, cool.
So you were almost. I think you could have probably done half an hour.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I was trying to push just a little bit past you. I was like, I can't
Right,
have
right.
you do more than me.
Right.
But you were like, at least I feel like 25,
Right.
maybe a little bit more.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's what is important. Like when you get in book for shows, you gotta do your time.
Yes.
And read the room because I think that was a little bit hard for me too. Reading the room, never been here before. Like I said, Cornudas, first time doing comedy here, so I'm extremely appreciative. And then I hope you do the Rad show. I know that's gonna be a challenge.
That one worries me a lot. Just because I think in my mind I'm so used to doing the stage and the silence and then the audience
Fighting for
pulling
teeth to get
so
the laughs.
the last time I fought for an audience's attention was when I used to do Coconuts back in the day.
Oh, wow.
And I used to struggle, man.
I heard about that place for you guys.
And it kind of gives me like a flashback of like, okay, they're not listening, they're not laughing, you're not working, it's not working for you. So yeah, that's one thing I do want to do. I just need to I need to embrace that. I'm not gonna get the full attention. I have to make it happen.
Yes. Yes.
And I haven't had to do that for so long. I kind of forgot. to be
Right,
honest with you.
right. But I love the
'Cause-
challenge of it. I like
and
when we
that's-
get a little bit of challenges.
And I think that's another thing where you're progressing is you're challenging yourself. Like, okay, I did 20 minutes of old material. No, next one I'm gonna do 20 minutes of brand new material. You did that. Like tonight, I'm not gonna lie, I would not have been brave enough to try new shit. But you killed it. I couldn't
I don't know
tell.
what I was gonna say.
I couldn't tell that it was like off, like brand new. Like it sounds polished. It sounded good.
Thank you.
So I'm sorry you didn't record it.
Oh no, me too.
It was so
me
good.
too. Yeah, yeah.
It'll
but-
come back though. It'll come back to you. But
yeah,
it was really
yeah.
good. A really good show.
Thank you, thank
Yeah.
you. So thank you for being on the show. Thank you for being on the podcast.
Of course.
And like I said, it's always a pleasure and a privilege to work with you.
Yeah, you too.
Because veteran comic, seasoned comic, and I'm over there like I'm behind you guys. I'm trying to climb the rope to
Oh,
get up there.
you're. I think of you as a vet already. Like not in a bad way, but like in material and experience. Like I don't think of you as you're up there with us. You're up there.
See? So that's what it takes.
Yeah.
So
You're
yeah.
getting there.
So thank you for being
Of
here.
course,
And
yeah.
this has been an episode of Shenanigans. Yeah, you guys, it's him, it's me. This is it.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Peace. Are we leaving?